United Airlines says they can now kick off passengers who refuse to wear their headphones. And according to the airline, people who don't listen to them could end up getting banned from flying United forever. It's the airline's way of trying to combat a nuisance for folks. You ever been next to somebody who's got their phone up, volume up, no headphones? No more on United.
So we got to talk about this video going viral of this Mexican woman getting kicked off an American Airlines flight because she was playing a video out loud with no headphones, right? Just sitting there on the plane, letting the sound blast for everybody around her to hear. And apparently the airline told her to stop. She didn't have headphones and they removed her from the flight. Now look, I want to talk about this because airlines are starting to roll out a rule about this. Basically, the rule is simple. If you're on a plane playing music or videos out loud with no headphones, they can kick you off or even ban you from flying with them. And I got to be honest with you, I fully support this rule, 100%, no hesitation, because in my opinion, you have to be a straight up psychopath to get on a packed airplane and start playing music or videos out loud like you're sitting in your own living room. Right? Think about it. When you're on a flight and you're sitting shoulder to shoulder with strangers, it's not a big space. People are tired. People are trying to sleep. People are reading, watching their own movies, taking a break from crying babies and turbulence. And then somebody decides they're going to turn their phone into a public speaker for the whole row. That's crazy to me. It's just basic common sense and basic respect and decency and courtesy, even though a lot of people have come to understand that they don't have courtesy nowadays. But this is like being on a bus in a waiting room, in a classroom, or in a library, and somebody just start blasting TikToks or music out loud. Everybody signed up, everybody signed up to hear that. Nobody did. Imagine you're at work and you're trying to concentrate, and the guy next to you just starts blasting YouTube videos on full volume. You'll be like, bro, what are you doing? Same exact thing here. An airplane is basically a flying public space. Everybody paid hundreds of dollars for that seat, and everybody deserves a little peace and quiet. And the headphones exist for a reason. What, they cost a couple bucks? $10? Sometimes the airline literally gives them to you for free. So the idea that somebody would get on a flight without headphones and then decide the entire cabin has to listen to whatever they're watching, it's just wild behavior to me. That's why I actually respect airlines for finally saying enough is enough. Because for years, people have been dealing with this. Somebody behind you scrolling TikTok full volume, somebody across the aisle watching a movie out loud, somebody playing music like the plane is their personal DJ booth. It's annoying. It's inconsiderate. And honestly, it just shows you uh you don't care about the people around you. So yeah, if the rule now is bring headphones or don't play anything, I'm all for it because flying is already stressful enough. People are cramped, delays happen, bags get lost, flights get canceled. The last thing anyone needs is somebody turning the cabin into their personal entertainment system. Just put on headphones like a normal person so everybody can get where they're trying to get and go in peace. So now I want you guys to see this second clip.
Packing for the airport, you're going to need to remember your real ID, your luggage, and a pair of headphones if you're flying United Airlines. NBC5's JC Navarrete explains the Chicago-based airline's new policy. If you're listening to music or watching videos, if you don't use your headphones, you could be kicked off the flight.
All right, listen up. A big rule change is coming to a flight near you. A new warning from Chicago-based United Airlines: pack your headphones if you plan on flying with them. The airline quietly updated its contract of carriage last week, adding a new rule requiring passengers to use headphones when listening to music or watching videos on their devices. As it turns out, passengers are on board.
They should be more considerate and put some headphones on.
Take a look around O'Hare. You'll see most travelers are already zoning out with their buds in. But the airline felt the need to roll out this update because not everyone on board cooperates. Those refusing to comply could get kicked off the flight or even banned from the airline.
I think I support people having to wear headphones, but I don't know if a ban is maybe the right move.
The policy falls under United's refusal of transportation section, which gives the airline the right to remove passengers. Forgot your headphones? United says flight attendants may have free pairs, but it's subject to supply. Most travelers we spoke with said their headphones are about as important as their luggage.
I always make sure I have my headphones. It's like it distracts me from all the noise around so I could sleep.
United says the policy is part of a broader effort to crack down on disruptive behavior in the air, The rule comes as the airline prepares for what it expects to be its busiest summer ever at O'Hare, with up to 750 flights a day. One passenger telling me it just comes down to common courtesy.
We would all get along better if people are being mindful and considerate of others.
Flight attendants will first warn you before escalating the issue. So next time you fly, make sure to bring your headphones. JC Navarrete, NBC5 News.
So let me clear something up, because some people are acting like airlines are just randomly throwing people off planes the second a phone makes noise, and that's not what's happening here. This isn't one of those situations where you play a video for 2 seconds and boom, they immediately drag you off the plane and ban you for life. That's not how this works. From what's being reported, you actually have to be a repeat offender before it gets to that point. In other words, the flight crew tells you to stop. They give you a warning. They tell you to use headphones like everybody else. And if you keep doing it anyway, that's when the consequences start kicking in. So this isn't some harsh zero tolerance rule where they're just waiting to punish people. This is basic follow the rules after you've been told multiple times type of stuff. And apparently in this situation, this woman had already been told about the issue before with not wearing headphones. She was a repeat offender. She kept playing audio out loud on the plane without headphones, even after being told to stop. So eventually the airline said, all right, that's enough. You're not flying today. And they removed her from the flight. And when she got kicked off, she completely lost it. Started yelling, causing a scene, acting like she was the victim in the whole situation. Meanwhile, people on the plane are literally laughing as she's being escorted off and actually clapping and applauding. Because at that point, it's like, what did you expect was going to happen? If a flight attendant tells you multiple times, hey, you need headphones, you can't play audio out loud, and you keep doing it anyway, that's the equivalent of a teacher telling a kid in the class 3 or 4 times to stop talking, and the kid just keeps doing it. Don't you see the equivalence there, the equal? Eventually, you're going to get sent out of the classroom. Same principle. These aren't complicated rules. It's basic public behavior. Even a kid can understand this, right? Even a kindergartner. If you're in a shared space, a classroom, a bus, a waiting room, or in this case, a plane, you don't just blast audio out loud and expect everybody else to deal with it. We're adults here. And if the people in charge tells you to stop and you ignore them, well, now you're choosing the consequences. So yeah, when she got escorted off the plane and people, started laughing and clapping and applauding, you could tell she was a big of a headache. She was a big enough of a headache. And then someone even said, yeah, get her the F off. and that doesn't surprise me at all, because from the perspective of everybody else sitting there, just trying to get to their destination in peace, the whole situation probably looked completely avoidable. Just put on headphones, follow the rule like everybody else, and none of this happens. Now let's check it out.
Played a video for 30 fucking seconds at 50% sound. And that's the fucking reason you're kicking me off? No fucking, hey, if you want to record, totally fine. No. Okay, I'm cops. No, I'm not. Because I said that sounds like a you problem, your staff had a low fucking bullshit that like they didn't accept that, and that sounds like a dead.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Watching the clip, honestly look like this woman might be drunk, intoxicated, because the way she's acting just doesn't make any sense. I mean, come on, she's rambling. She sounds a little bit slurred to me. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. But she's clearly on something, or at the very least, she's just being extremely annoying. Because the reality is, this isn't complicated. When you get on a plane, there's a basic level of common decency you're supposed to have. You're sitting in a metal tube thousands of feet in the air, packed shoulder to shoulder with strangers. Nobody around you signed up to listen to whatever you're watching on your phone. People are tired. People are trying to relax, and some people are nervous flyers or first-time flyers. Some people are trying to sleep. Some people are watching their own movies. The last thing anyone wants is somebody next to them blasting videos out loud like it's their living room, even if it's before takeoff, even if the plane is still at the gate. It doesn't matter. Just put your headphones on. It's basic respect for the people around you. And honestly, at this point, headphones should be a standard travel item. And it makes me also come to the understanding growing up, as my grandparents would tell me and my mom and stuff would tell me, my parents, a lot of people just don't have no home training, right? Because I'm talking about, like, look, I believe headphones should be the standard. Like, I'm talking about the same level as your ID, your phone, your wallet, maybe your laptop if you bring one. Headphones should be on that same checklist before you even leave the house. Because if you travel even a little bit, you know you're going to need them. And if your headphones run out of battery, that's why people carry those little, battery packs, those portable chargers you grab off of, I don't know, Amazon, you go buy in Walmart, you go buy somewhere. You charge the pack beforehand, and now you can charge your phone or your headphones anywhere without needing an outlet. It's not that complicated. People do this every day. So when someone gets on a plane with no headphones and then decides the entire cabin has to listen to their videos, it just comes off as either extremely inconsiderate or just straight up clueless. And what really makes it worse in this situation is that she was warned. The flight crew told her to stop. They told her the rule. And at that point, the situation is simple. Either put headphones on or stop playing the audio. That's it. Those are the options. But if you keep doing it anyway, after you already been warned, then at that point, you're basically daring the airline to remove you. And when that's exactly what ends up happening, you really can't act shocked about it. There's no excuse for it, especially in 2026, when literally everybody knows how airplanes work and everybody knows headphones are part of the deal when you travel. I mean, we're in an era where people literally walk outside, and I'm not saying this is safe, with their face glued to their phone. And I'm driving, look up, you're like, pay attention, crossing the street. But I mean, you walk in New York, people just looking down on their phone like phone engaged doom scrolling zombies, right? Let's continue.
Problem. Go ahead and call the police. What the actual fuck? What the actual fuck?
And I said that about the doom scrolling and people so engaged in their phones is because the standard, it seems, for walking is to look down on your phone while you walking. So now you would think, since people are so engaged and so addicted to their phones, you would think the standard will also be their headphones so they can fully hear what they're trying to listen to and embrace whatever they're looking at, and enjoying it, right? So you would think on an airplane, it's a no-brainer. Pack your headphones, woman.
I stopped after that. I stopped after the second warning. It's okay for me to play a 30 fucking.
And that's really the part people keep skipping over. She just said, you got a second warning. A second warning. That's the problem right there. Because the moment they tell you the first time, that should already be the end of it. The flight attendant comes up and says, hey, you can't play audio out loud. You need headphones. At that point, the situation is very simple. You stop. That's it. Conversation over. But if you get told again, that means you didn't listen the first time. And then when you get a second warning, you're still doing it. Now you're basically actually get kicked off the plane. You're asking for it. That's just the reality. And the fact that passengers were cheering when she got escorted off, as you about to see right now in a second, tells you everything you need to know.
Second video. Yes, please record me. Listen. Hey, is this not a free speech America? Or like are we being assholes to literally everybody? I know. I am keeping the peace. Can I not express my feelings? Can I not express my feelings? Okay, thank you. Thank you. I am doing this. Okay, thank you for recording me. I played a video for 30 fucking seconds. Come on. Go ahead. Okay, 30 fucking seconds.
Thank you, officer.
I paid money for it and I played a
There you
video
have
for
it, family. It tells you, look, everybody clapping when she got skirted off. Look, it was probably tells you what was probably happening on that flight, right? Everything you need to know. People don't just start clapping and laughing for no reason. That means she had to be making a lot of noise, bothering a lot of people, and turning the whole cabin into a headache. Because think about it. Planes are already cramped. People are already stressed. People are tired. Some people are just trying to sleep before connecting flight. Some people are working. Some people just want peace and quiet. So when somebody keeps blasting videos or music out loud after being told to stop, yeah, the whole plane is going to get irritated. Now, I don't understand why anybody feels that the need to do this in the first place, right? Like, seriously, who gets on a plane and thinks, yeah, I'm just going to play my phone out loud for everybody? To me, it gives off like sociopath vibes. I'm serious, because it shows you have zero awareness of the people around you. And it's even worse when someone tells you to stop and you keep doing it anyway. And that means you're not just clueless, you're being straight up inconsiderate. You're basically telling everyone around you that you don't care about them. And people try to make excuses like, oh, it's just a 30-second video. It doesn't matter. The rules are the rules. If everybody on the plane starts saying it's just 30 seconds, you'll have 200 phones blasting noise all over the cabin. That's exactly why the rule exists in the first place. Somebody has to enforce basic respect in a shared space. And honestly, while we're talking about flights being peaceful, the other thing is people complain about all the time is crying babies. I'm not gonna lie. Crying babies on a plane could be rough. That's real. Anyone who's flown a lot knows that sound could test your patience real quick. Now, and I get it. Babies have to travel too. Families have to get from point A to point B just like everybody else. I understand that. I'm not saying babies can't fly. I just wish airlines had certain flights that were maybe more adult focused or quieter flights, something like that. But because that would make travel a lot more peaceful for people who just want a quiet trip. But at the end of the day, you can't always get everything you want. What you can do is follow basic rules and respect the people around you. And this new rule about banning repeat offenders who blast audio out loud on planes, I think that's a welcome change. Hopefully, it teaches people a simple lesson. When you're in a shared space, whether it's a plane, a bus, a waiting room, anywhere, you have to be considerate of the other people around you. The world doesn't revolve around you. We all share the same space. We all share the same flight. And acting like you're the only person that matters is exactly how you end up getting escorted off the plane while the rest of the passengers are clapping on the way out. So let me know what you guys think. Maybe make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. But let me know what you guys think. I don't think this is a maybe 50-50 issue. I think we could agree on this 100% equally. Catch you in the next one. Peace.